Hello. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining me for today's 45-minute yoga flow. Uh, Based on the name, I think you can already tell it's going to be a little bit of a spicy one. But as per usual, take what you need, leave what you don't. You always have the permission to just ditch what you do not need. So today's yoga flow is for an energy boost. We spent last week grounding, getting solid, finding our footing, and being stable, feeling stable and secure. This week, let's focus on energy. Energy, honestly, is the most important commodity that we have. More important than time, more important than money, even, because if you don't have energy, you can't enjoy life very much when you're exhausted and you're tired. Today, we're doing a yoga flow and we're going to build some fire to get the blood flowing, to get the energy flowing, and bring that sense of aliveness into the practice. And then on Thursday, when we do our restorative session, we're going to soothe everything so that you can do the number one most important and critical thing that you can do for your energy: sleep. But today, haha, today we build fire. Okay, I did say in the email and the description that you need two blocks or two books. If you have them, make sure that you have them by you. And if you don't have them, that's okay. There's always variations that you can do. And the most important thing, more than following my rules, more than trying to get into the pose, is to make sure that you're doing whatever it is that you need today. And you've probably heard so many yoga teachers say it. I'll just repeat it today: don't compare yourself to the next person and what they're doing. To me, what I'm doing, who knows how far I'll get today. And even yourself, not comparing yourself to where you were yesterday or where you might be tomorrow. The practice of yoga is to be in the present moment, to accept what is and to sit with that. Because when you're able to sit with what is and be in pure presence, you're opening up the door up for joy. We get anxious when we think about the future and we ruminate too much and worry too much. We get depressed and sad when we're thinking about the past and we ruminate too much about what could have been or should have been. And the present, this is all you have. So, with that said, let's do some grounding. Legs crossed or stretched out in front of you if your knees are sore or injured. Hands cupped over your knees or palms face the sky. Take a comfortable seated position, meaning that if you need to prop yourself up on a block, go ahead and do so, especially if that low back is sore today. And then without further ado, allow those eyes to close. And the first few breaths here, you're just arriving. Noticing what you notice. If it's been pretty loud in that monkey mind, it may feel a little challenging to actually arrive. And that's okay. Just notice what you notice. How's your breath? You don't have to change anything just yet. Just notice how your breath is. That is a telltale sign of how you're really doing today. If there are stressors or something on your mind, or you're not fully present, you'll find that your breath is shorter, almost like as if you can only breathe short breaths to and from the chest. Whereas when you're relaxed, your breath is a little bit longer, a little bit fuller. We'll take it one step further. Let's shift our breath so that it resembles what the breath may look like in a sleeping baby. You watch babies sleep in their belly, inhale, fills up fully, and a full exhale. Opening up your lung, lungs and your belly on those inhales. Allowing those exhales to be just a tad bit longer than those exhales. And let's take one releasing breath. A long, deep inhale through your nose. And don't hold back. Exhale, side out. And now that you settle back into your body, do a scan from your head all the way down to your toes, taking inventory and just checking out how everything feels. Exactly. Where are you feeling a little bit tight or sore today? Where are you feeling a little bit restless? Probably some excess energy to burn all the way down to your toes. And as energized as we're going to get, and as fun and challenging as some of the poses are going to get, there's a sense of steadiness about the entire practice. Always a sense of steadiness. There is no rush. So, can you slow down your pace just a notch? Slow, slow. And notice that as the body and your breathing slows in tempo, your mind seems to follow. Maybe not fully, not yet, especially if you've got a particularly active monkey mind. There's more space. There's permission now for it to slow down. Shoulders drift away from your ears. Let your arms hang heavy by your sides. Notice the sensation of the mat underneath your sit bones. And on your next inhale, inhale, energize and flutter your eyes open, arms straight up above you, clasp them together, reach them way up, high up, maybe sway from side to side, catching your morning stretch. Eventually come back to center, reach forward, draw your belly button to your spine, and just notice how that upper back and shoulder area is doing as you take this seated cat. Inhale, rise up, reach up and twist. Drop that left hand over your right knee, right hand behind you. Take a moment here before you twist, no rush. Sit tall and imagine your ribs spiraling around the axis of your spine. Nice, twisting your gaze, not so much with your neck cranking back, but perhaps you can take it past your right shoulder. Inhale, arms come up, way up, high up, reach and drop down opposite side. Right hand over your left knee, left hand behind you. Before you do anything else, sit tall and exhale, twist, ribs spiraling around the axis of your spine. Nice. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Hands come back behind you. Clasp those hands together and just simply draw them down toward your tailbone. Nice. Heart up toward the sky. Inhale, energize. Open up your heart toward the sky. And on your next breath, release. Let's take an extra pit stop. See about the neck, shall we? So tip your right ear to your right shoulder. Yeah, and just noticing how that left neckline is feeling. Inhale, head slowly, gently comes up and left ear to your left shoulder. Just noticing how that right neckline is feeling. Inhale, head comes up. Let's go a little bit further with that. Right ear to right shoulder, right hand plants down beside you. And if you want even more than that, left hand, maybe, holy moly, not my shoulders, not today, plants down beside you on the ground. You can even lift your left fingertips up toward the sky. Yeah, lift it up, like your whole arm about a couple inches. And you're just going to find that sweet spot where you might even feel some referral tension down your arm from your neck. You don't have to strain too much, just allow the posture to do the work. One more breath. And inhale. Head comes up and gently allow it to drift over toward the left hand side, opening up that right neckline. And with each breath, imagine that right shoulder melting further away from your right ear. And perhaps your right fingertips point upward and you lift your arm just a few inches up off the ground, high enough so that you can find that sweet spot. You begin to feel the referral tension down your arm if you have a tight neck. And nice, gently come on all the way back up to seated and take a tabletop position. Keeping a sense of energy about all of this. Move into your cat cows, just a couple of breaths. Inhale, tailbone to the sky and gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale, round your back. Nice. Just warming up the spine. And after that second breath, if you want to continue with your cat cows, continue to do so. Or if you feel like free flowing, yes, go ahead, free flow. Begin to bring even more body awareness into this. How are your hips doing? Taking some movements to check out those hips. How are your shoulders doing? Taking some shoulder circles maybe to check out those shoulders. This body awareness not only gives a sense of freedom into your practice, it's kind of fun, but it brings a sense of where you are, kind of a gauge of where you are, so that you can practice safely, so that you know which variations are going to work the best for you today, making the most out of your practice. Nice. Eventually, come on back to tabletop position. Inhale, right arm up toward the sky. Open up your chest. And exhale, sweep right arm underneath the left. Your head lands on the mat. And maybe if you'd like, you can wrap that left hand behind your back towards your right hip. Opening up your backside and your shoulders. And then left hand comes down. Inhale, right arm up toward the sky. Exhale, plant that right hand down. Inhale, left arm up toward the sky. And exhale, sweep the left hand underneath the right. Nice, head to follow. If you'd like, wrap that right hand behind your back towards your left hip. Right hand comes back down beside your head and inhale, left arm up toward the sky. Nice job. Plant both hands down, tuck your toes underneath the mat and hips up toward the sky. Downward dog, your first downward dog of the day. So go ahead, pedal out your feet, drawing in your right knee, then your left, then your right. How are your back leg lines feeling? Your hamstrings and your calves? Just noting that if you need some extra time to warm them up, then make sure you give yourself some extra time to warm them up. Eventually find stillness, find your foundation. Your hands are spread, not unnaturally so, but there's some space between your fingers. Press down through all 10 fingertips and knuckles. Your hips come all the way up toward the sky, just your hips. Okay, now your feet. Come all the way high up onto your tippy toes. And exhale, draw your heels all the way back down. Your heels may or may not touch. It's okay either way. Last of all, make sure that you're getting the spinal decompression that the downward dog lends by pressing your hands down and up into the mat. Lengthen that spine. Nice. Inhale, right leg steps forward in between both hands. Low runner's lunge. How are your left hip flexors doing? Your hip flexors are the part of your hip right at the front, and it is the part that gets really tight, especially if you've been sitting for a long time, or now where I am, people are starting to hike again, including myself, and it gets really tight if you hike a lot. Okay, let's flow. Exhale. This might be a good place to have your blocks if you need that extra support, by the way, one on either side of your right foot. Exhale, straighten out your right leg, nose to your shin. And inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Nice. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Step forward. Left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, flat back, hands on your shin. And exhale, ragdoll. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Yeah, let's give our upper body a little bit of attention here. If you feel pulling in that low back, bring a bend into your knees. Rock your body from side to side. And up and down, making sure that your weight is more or less on the balls of your feet. Just slightly more emphasized there. Shake your head yes and no. Loosening up any tight spots between your shoulders and your neck, and eventually just allow your arms to completely dangle, shaking off anything else that may be stuck or stagnant. Nice. Inhale. Flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands. This time, step back with that right foot. Low runner's lunge on the opposite side. An opportunity here for you to check out how that right hip flexor is feeling. You have one side that's tighter. Usually we do because we're dominant on one side of our body. If you need your blocks on either side of your left foot, now's a good time to set them up. And then let's flow. Exhale, straighten out that left leg, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Last one. Exhale, nose to shin. Low runner's lunge. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Drop down onto your knees, chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra, or you can take a cobra. And exhale, either through tabletop or high plank, press back, downward dog. Nice job. A long, deep inhale. And exhale. Right foot steps forward in between both hands. Low runner's lunge. We were just here. We're going to do it one more time. Exhale. Lengthen out that right leg, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Step forward, left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. And this time you inhale, arms come all the way up. Interlace all 10 fingers. Release the index and tip on over toward the right hand side. A little bit of side body opening. You might even, if you're tight, feel it from your left armpit all the way down to your left hip. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, tip on over toward the opposite side. Left hand side, left hand guides the right a little further. Nothing strenuous just yet. Just waking up the body. Opening up all the creaky parts of it. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, palms face forward, and inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, swan, dive down toward the ground. Plant your hands. Step back with the left foot so your right foot is still in front. Nice. Gently lower down onto your left knee and take a twist. Inhale, right arm floats up toward the ceiling. Exhale, Right hand plants down toward the outer edge of that right foot. And draw your sit bone back toward that left heel. Point your right toes up toward the sky. Half splits. Your chest comes forward. If you round your back too much, you may not feel much by way of your hamstring. And that's what we're aiming for, your right hamstring. So chest comes up first. If you're feeling a lot, blocks or books, this is where you can find some support. Square your hips, draw that left hip forward and that right hip back. Yeah, you probably feel it. Definitely for sure. In your right hamstring now. Nice. Gently come forward. Nice. Hands to the top of the mat. Step back, high plank. Drop down knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, lower down. And from tabletop or high plank, you choose your own adventure. Come up and press back, downward dog. Left foot in between both hands, low runner's lunge. And flow. Exhale, straighten out that left leg, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. And inhale, low runner's lunge. Nice step forward. Right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms up toward the sky. Hands to heart center. Palms face forward in mountain pose. Clasp your hands behind you. Roll your shoulders up and back, drawing those clasped hands down towards your tailbone. If there was a ribbon dropping down or a rope dropping down right from your tailbone, your hands following that exact line. Bring a bend into your knees and forward fold. If it feels all right to do so, draw your clasped hands up and overhead, opening up your shoulders, opening up your heart space. Undoing any shoulder tension and also energizing. These heart openers are highly energizing. Hands come back down to your sacrum. Nice. Release your hands to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands and step back with that right foot. So once again, you are lunging on the left hand side. Gently allow that right knee to come down. Right hand toward the inner edge of that left foot. Left arm floats up toward the sky as you twist. Exhale, left hand toward the outer edge of that left foot. And draw your sit bone back towards your right heel. Left toes point up toward the sky. Heart comes forward. Don't round your back. Heart comes forward. Using blocks or books here for support if you'd like. And how's your left hamstring compared to your right? Again, it's just noticing. Just noticing. We notice so that we can practice safely. We move slowly so that we can practice safely. One more breath. And inhale, nice. Come on back to low runner's lunge. Hands come forward. Step back, high plank. Drop down onto your knees, chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, lower down. And draw yourself back into downward dog. All right, let's pick it up a notch. Bring a bend into your knees, come high up onto your tippy toes, hop or step toward the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward, and let's flow. We'll be moving at a pretty brisk pace, but this is your practice. Move at the pace that works best for you. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, gaze between your thumbs, and exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat, and flow through. Lower down, Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Notice where you are. Notice what you're needing. Bring a bend into your knees, come high up onto your tippy toes, and hop or step toward the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Getting warm in your back leg line now. Inhale, arms come up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. 2 breaths here in mountain pose. And Surya Namaskar A. Let's flow again. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, swan dive down toward the ground, and inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat, flow through Chaturanga Dandasana or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Bring a bend into your knees, come high up onto your tippy toes, hop or step toward the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. Deep breaths, 2 breaths. And then last one. We're going to slow it down, break it down for this last Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands. I feel like I need to give you a disclaimer here where it's like the intensity is going to be very high and it's going to happen really fast right about now. Plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat. 5 breaths here in high plank. If you haven't been tucking your belly button to your spine, now is an excellent time to do so. Drawing that belly button towards your spine, tucking your tailbone in, pressing your hands down into the ground as if you're trying to open a door, that same motion. Pressing the balls of your feet into the mat. Nice, 2 more breaths. Notice your shoulders stacking over your elbows, stacking over your wrists. Stable, strong, steady. Okay, lower down, Chaturanga. 5 breaths. Yeah, it's happening. Lower down, Chaturanga. Stay here for 5 breaths. If you need, come down onto your knees. If you need, take the Chaturanga from tabletop position instead. Either way, try your absolute best to keep your elbows at 90 degrees. Squeeze your elbows into your ribs. I might face plant as well. We're almost there. 1 more breath. Holy moly, good job. Come all the way down onto your belly. See, happens pretty fast, right? Okay, inhale. Come up to baby cobra, cobra, or upward dog, and we're going to hold for 5 breaths here. Shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Belly button to spine and draw back. Downward dog. Strong arms. Your arms are working for you. Your whole body's working for you. And take 2 breaths here in downward dog. Of course, you're invited to take a child's pose at any point in the practice. With that said, let's do one now. Come down onto your knees. 2 breaths in child's pose. Inhale, rise all the way back up, downward dog. And then inhale, come forward, high plank, belly button to your spine. Let's test out our core. I feel like we haven't worked on our core very much throughout these live videos, so now's the time. Pressing down nice and firm with your left hand. See if you can draw that right elbow up towards your right armpit while you keep your hips as level as you can. Right hand plants down nice and firm. Left arm up to your left armpit. Nice job. Plant it back down. Last time. For the rest of the practice, last time. 1 more. Right elbow to your right armpit. Exhale, plant down. Nice. Left elbow to your left armpit. Plant down. Nice job. Press back, downward dog. Take a yogi squat. Bring a bend into your knees and hop or step toward the outer edges of your mat. Let's get into those hips a little bit. Hands to heart center. If your heels touch, then if the soles of your feet touch, then pretend that you're trying to stand up, bringing a sense of energy about it. Tall spine. If your heels don't touch, that's no problem at all. You can even support the backs of your heels because this can be hard with a rolled up towel or a block so that you're not straining your calves too much. And eventually, as your calves loosen up, the soles of your feet will be able to touch the ground. Okay, hands come toward the top of the mat. Engage your legs, your glutes, your bum comes all the way up. Nice. A modified forward fold. Draw your hands toward the top of the mat, lengthening your spine. And then heel toe your feet back together, hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. Not only are we strengthening our muscles, building strength within our body, but when we hold our postures like we do, we're also strengthening the mind. That monkey mind doesn't have much space to bounce around because it's got to concentrate so that you don't face plant. Inhale, we're doing it again. Arms up toward the sky, slowing down the flow. Exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat, high plank. 5 breaths. Keep grounding down with your hands, pressing into the ground as if you're trying to open a very heavy door. Keep pressing into the balls of your feet. And notice the strength in your lower back, that you're neither dumping weight in that low back or pointing your bum up toward the sky. And this one's the doozy. Lower down, Chaturanga, 5 breaths. You got 3 variations coming right from high plank. Maybe dropping onto your knees. And if that's crazy town still, come into a tabletop position first and then lower down. And that's going to take a lot of the weight off of your arms so that you can just take it at the level that works best for you. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Nice job. Baby cobra, cobra, or upward dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, rise up. Shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Belly button to spine. Draw yourself back. Downward dog. Whew, great job. Bring a bend into your knees. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Yogi squat. Feet toward the outer edges of the mat. Hands to heart center. Okay, let's do a little bit more for the activation of the core. Gently drop down onto your sit bones and take boat pose. So you've got plenty of variations here. Your feet can be at 90 degrees and your hands down, or you can straighten out your legs and lift your hands up. Chest up toward the sky and gently lower all the way down. Nothing actually touches the ground though, neither your head or your feet. Draw your knees into your chest and rock all the way up. You can use your hands if you need into Malasana. Nice job. Okay, the first one's tricky because you didn't know what was coming. So let's do it one more time and then it'll be smooth sailing from there. Drop down onto your sit bones, legs up or at 90 degrees, hands down or lifted. Boat pose, long breath, strong breath. And lower everything down just so that it hovers about an inch above the ground. Draw your knees into your chest and rock up. Hands are totally permitted as you come all the way up into Malasana. Hands come forward, keep going, step back, high plank, and flow through. Lower down, Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale that right leg up toward the sky. Bring a bend into that right knee. Draw your right heel towards your left sit bone, planting firmly between both hands, and right leg extends back behind you. Exhale, sweep it in between both hands. High lunge. Arms come all the way up toward the sky. And just check out your high lunge for a second here. Make sure that you're lengthening your tailbone, that you're not curving your back, that you're lengthening that tailbone down toward the ground, and that you're tucking your bottom two ribs in. And then engaging that right leg. Keep pressing back with the ball of that left foot. Arms up toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, hands come straight out in front of you and take a twist, opening up that right arm toward the back left leg. Keep on going. Right hand toward your left leg and reach back. Squeeze your inner leg line together so you don't lose balance with your left hand. Nice. Arms lengthen back out. Arms come up above your head. And open up the opposite side as you pivot your left foot toward the long edge of the mat. Warrior two. Nice strong gaze past your right fingertips. Spot your block or your books. If you're using books, please make sure that they are sturdy and that they're steady. Place the block at the highest setting onto the outer edge of that right foot and take a standing half moon posture. Right hand toward the right foot beside you or onto the block. As you bring a bend into your right leg, allow that left foot to take flight. Left toes point directly to the wall opposite of you. And left arm comes up toward the sky. Nice flat back. Nice. We held that for quite some time. Gently bring a bend into your right knee and allow that left foot to lower all the way back down. Spiral your arms nice and strong. Awesome job. Warrior two. Windmill your hands over top that right foot. Step back. Downward dog. Bring a bend into your knees. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Yogi squat. Hop or step toward the outer edges of your mat. And drop down onto your sit bone. Find your boat pose. Smooth sailing from here. Lower everything down about an inch off of the ground. Draw your knees into your chest and rock all the way up. Malasana, keep on going. Hands come forward. Feet hop or step toward the back of the mat and flow through, taking any variation that you would like, that you need. And then inhale, left leg up toward the sky. Bring a bend into your left knee. Nice. Firming firmly between both hands. Leg comes back to center and exhale, sweep. Left foot in between both hands, rise up, low runner's lunge. Take a moment here, adjust your stance, tuck in your bottom two ribs, lengthen your tailbone. And then hands coming out in front of you, reach us out in front of you. Open up, left arm reaches back toward that right leg. Twisting. Keep on going. Left hand on your right leg. Reach back with your right hand. Squeeze your inner leg line together so that you don't lose balance. And arms open back up. Arms come up above your head. Low runner's lunge or high runner's lunge. And open up, warrior two. Nice strong gaze past your left fingertips. Your breath anchors you. So breathe deeply. Breathe fully. Take your block. Place it toward the outer edge of that left foot. Plant your left hand toward the block. And as you take a deeper bend into your left knee, allow that right leg to take flight. Right toes are activated. Nice. Right hand up, reaching toward the sky. Notice your shoulders stacking. Right shoulder over top of the left. Notice your gaze 2 feet in front of you so that you can keep your balance. Nice. Gently bring a bend into that left knee. Lower all the way back down. You're a warrior. 2 strong arms. Windmill your hands over top of that left foot. And this time, step forward. Right foot steps forward to meet the left. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Heel toe your feet until they're about mat distance apart. Your toes slightly pointed outward. You can take a forward fold modification here as you reach your hands out in front of you. Finding some release for that back and shoulder area. Hands come back to center and gently lower down for 4 counts for 4, 3, 2, 1. Malasana. You did it. One more fun thing here. Take what you need, leave what you don't, right? One more fun thing here, only if you want. I'm gonna waddle myself back to the center of the mat so you can see me. Let's try an arm balance. Let's do crow pose. Hands come forward. And if you're not up for crow pose, just stay here in Malasana. Hands come toward the outer edges of your mat. Look straight, look forward. Draw your knees towards your armpits. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Bring a slight bend into your arms, creating a nice bench for your legs. Look forward, not back. That's the trick. And maybe you come way up, high up, so high up onto your tippy toes that one foot begins to lift and then the other. Nice. Wherever you are, flow. So perhaps you just flow from Malasana. Perhaps you come back down into Malasana from crow. Or if you're in crow, you've got a pretty good grip. Last thing here. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but shoot your legs back behind you and then flow through. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. We'll call that good. Great job. We'll call that good. Gently come down onto your knees. Big toes come together, knees as wide as your mat. Take a well-deserved child's pose. And just let your hands drop down onto the ground. Your sit bones down toward your heels. Notice your breath, the rhythm of your breath, the depth of your breath. And allow it to become slow and full once again, especially if you've lost it somewhere along the way. Gently rise all the way up into tabletop position. Sweep your feet out in front of you. Draw the soles of your feet together. And inhale, sit tall. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. Butterfly pose to bring introspection back into your practice. Slow, slow. If you're so inclined to, you may fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise all the way back up and draw your knees together. Roll all the way back onto your back. And let's take a short, happy baby. Soles of your feet come up toward the sky. Hang on to the inner or outer edges of your feet. Maybe rocking from side to side, but very slowly, if that feels good. And then hug your knees into your chest. And just stay here in stillness for a moment. Squeeze yourself into a tight ball. Maybe your forehead even comes towards your knees, as tiny as you can possibly get. And then on your next exhale, reach everything back out and into Shavasana. Hands straight down beside you, feet straight out in front of you, palms face the sky, your feet flopped out to either which way. And let's take one releasing breath here. A long, deep inhale through your nose. Don't hold back. Exhale, sigh through your mouth. All that does not serve you. Any excess chatter. Burnt off a lot of that already, but if there's anything else lingering, allow each subsequent exhale to be an opportunity to continue to let go. And as you let go, notice yourself getting a little bit lighter, a little more willing to rest, willing to surrender, willing to be right here, right now, and to believe that this, you, being right here, just breathing and just being, is enough. You let yourself truly believe that this right here is enough. At least for the next 3 breaths. Allow those next 3 breaths to be the deepest, fullest breaths that you've taken all day long. And then begin to wake up. Some movement back into your body, your hands and your wrists, and perhaps your arms even come up overhead for a nice deep stretch. Draw your knees into your chest. And as you do, draw your arms around your knees, rock from side to side if that feels good, and eventually tip on over to one side or the other. Slow, 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 slow. Use your hands to help you up into a seated position. Hands come to heart center. Bow in towards yourself, closing your eyes one very last time as you take an honest moment here to honestly recognize yourself for being on your mat today, for showing up, for your strength, for your willingness. And of course, recognize the light that's within you. Gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.